I'm sorry, I can't help it. I feel bad for Joe Biden. The former vice president was forced to make this hostage-style video because he's a little too huggy and he's a little too handsy.
I shake hands, I hug people, I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, you can do this.
Joe Biden is the latest victim of applying today's strict but ever-changing social mores to behavior from the past. Oh, and look, before I get too deep into this topic, can I give you some professional advice? When you shoot video with your phone, don't hold it up like this. Hold it horizontally like this, then you'll fill the whole frame and eliminate this bizarre blur that fills up 2/3 of the screen. Sorry, it's a pet peeve. But this insipid photography is proof that every new way of doing things isn't necessarily better. Now back to Biden. And I want to admit up front, I'm not a touchy-feely person. I don't like being hugged by people I barely know. I hate close talkers. My personal space has its own zip code. And I have met Joe Biden before, and he's the kind of guy that shakes your hand tight and pulls you close. His hand may go up on your shoulder, and he talks to you so close that you can taste his breath mint. So he doesn't just do this to women. He does it to men too, basically everybody he meets. Look, if it really bothered me, I would have backed away, or I would have joked about personal space. But I will say this, he made that short meeting memorable. He made me feel like he really cared about me, which is what a good politician should do. I understand that it's different for women, and pictures and videos of Vice President Joe Biden getting too close to women for too long are all over the internet. And by sheer number, he comes off creepy, although it may not have appeared that way in the moment. Except for the hair smelling. Now that seems a little weird, and it can be dangerous. With the amount of hair products used by both men and women these days, inhaling those chemicals can't be healthy, especially if you're a serial sniffer like Joe. We are, of course, talking about this because of this woman, Lucy Flores, who serves in Nevada's State Assembly. Biden campaigned for her back in 2014 when she was running for lieutenant governor. And then she repaid him by embarrassing him publicly 5 years later, saying that Biden came up behind her, put his hands on her shoulders, smelled her hair, gave her a long kiss on the back of the head, making her feel, in her words, uncomfortable. Since Flores, other women have come forward making similar claims against Biden, saying he made them feel uncomfortable too. And in this age of instant outrage, when context or even rational thought gets lost in a surge of cries for justice, Vice President Joe Biden's long and exemplary career of service to country is tarnished, and his bid to run for president is shaken simply because a woman felt uncomfortable 5 years ago. Let's forget for a moment that the women sharing their stories now, right before Joe Biden is to announce his presidential bid, is suspect, especially since Flores is a staunch supporter of Bernie Sanders and worked for his presidential campaign back in 2016. In current polls, Biden and Sanders are 1 and 2 of who people think should get the Democratic nomination for president. I have talked to many people that I know and I trust about this story, and to a woman, their reaction is, come on. I'm told that every single woman has the story of a creepy relative at the family reunion or some guy at the office party who was known for getting a little too handsy or a little too close. Every woman to a person says you either try to avoid that person or you let them know in words or action that they are making you feel uncomfortable. I know women, my wife included, who are strong and independent, who would never play the victim or wait 5 years to expose a 20-second interaction that left them feeling uncomfortable. Life is about feeling uncomfortable and dealing with it. Like 13-year-old Maggie Coons did when her father Chris was sworn in as senator in 2015. Look here, she's clearly uncomfortable with how close Joe Biden is, and when he moves in for a kiss, she pulls away. She let Joe Biden know effectively and in the moment that she was uncomfortable, And Biden got the message. We can all learn from Maggie Coons. Look, sexual assault and sexual aggression is a serious problem for women and girls in this country, and it needs to be exposed and dealt with to the full extent of the law. It is the reason that the Me Too movement is so important. Let's not weaken its power or its importance by allowing it to be used as a political weapon by people claiming victimhood. I'm Larry Menti. Talk to you again soon.